Okay, so apart from arithmetic operation that we did last time, there are two
Mm-hmm.
more operations, okay,
Okay.
which are important to know. One is
Mm.
your logical operators, okay,
Yeah.
and then we have comparison operators.
Okay.
Let's start with comparison operators. As name suggests, you're going to compare two values. Are they equal, not equal, greater, less than? Okay. So let's say you have num1
Mm.
variable and it has value 9, and you have another value, let's say num2 equal to 13, right? I want to see, I want to see if num, put it small, if num1 is equal to num2. Okay, I want to check this. So
Okay.
how do you check? You say num1 double equal to num2. This is how you check. Okay,
Mhm.
num1 double equal to num2. Okay, and then, okay, if they are not equal, is it not equal to?
Okay.
So this, it's like asking question, right? So probably this is a better way of writing it. Is
Okay.
num1 equal to? Is num1 not equal to num2? Okay,
Mm.
so when
Okay.
I run it, you see it's false. They're not equal, right? So you get
Yeah.
false. So comparison operators can take anything as input, okay? Anything as input. You have
Mm-hmm.
operators, okay?
Mm.
Like less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, etc. So these are your different operators, okay?
Mm.
And this will result into either true or false. So the
Okay.
output of comparison operators is always either true or false.
Mm.
Okay, no third value possible.
Okay.
So is it equal? The answer is yes or no. If they're equal, if I write both 9, they'll be equal, right? If I make both 13, they'll be equal.
So these comparison operators directly give either true or false.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you have, is num1 greater than num2? Greater than. You can have, okay, greater than, equal to, greater or equal to. Okay, and I'm going
Mm.
to write down those things. Wait a second. So is num1 greater than? Is num1 less than? Is num1 less or equal to? Less than or equal to? Right? Greater than or equal to. Okay, so equal to, we write double equal to. Single equal to is for
Yeah.
assignment, right? Single
Mm.
single equal to is for assignment. Double equal to is for asking question. Is it equal to? Not equal to is a is to check, right? So you give this sign, which is exclamation mark and equal to.
Exclamation mark. Mm.
Yes, which is like not equal to, right?
Single
And
equal to is like just a
no, no,
normal
no, no,
thing.
no.
Like
Exclamation mark plus equal to. So this is like not equal to. That's what it means.
that's
Together.
okay. Not equal to is exclamation and equal to. I'm was telling about single equal to, not
Yes,
double
it's
equal.
assignment. Yes. That is only for assignment. You're assigning the
Yeah.
value.
Okay.
Okay. It
Okay.
is not equal to. Right. And then greater than. Is num1 greater than num2? So this is how you write. Is num1 greater than equal to, right? Is less than, is less than equal to. So this is how you write. Okay. So now
Mm.
if you see here, obviously they are not equal to, so it is false. Num1 is equal to num2. They're not equal to num2. Yes, they are not equal, right? So you
Yeah.
get true. Is num1 greater, is 9 greater than 13? No, of course not. Is 9 greater than or equal to? No, they are neither greater nor equal to.
Yeah.
Okay, it is false. Is num less than num2? Yes, num1 is less than num2. Is num1 less than or equal to? Yes, it is
Yeah.
less than. So equal to also give you true, less than will also give you true.
Num1 is less. Okay, fine.
Hmm?
Okay, yeah.
Yes. So this is how you get less than equal to.
Mm.
Fine. Okay. So these are called comparison operators. Now, logical operators is used to compare logic. Okay. So the input is also, input is your Boolean values. Okay. And output is also Boolean. And it uses operators like and, or not. And or not. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so if I say print, see, so let's talk about each of these operator, then we'll take an example.
Mm.
And will always give you two, okay, if both the values are and. Otherwise, it will be false. So that means even if one value is false, it will give you false. So it'll be true only when all the values are true.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have or. Okay. Even if one value is true, it will give you true. So in and, even if one value is false, it'll give you false. In
Yeah.
or, even if one value is true, it'll give you true. For rest, it is opposite, right? So what it means is, if one value is false, it is false. Otherwise, it is true. That means if all values are true, only you'll get true.
Yeah.
In for, if all values are false, only you'll get false.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even
And
though
then
if it is one true and there is a true, so we'll get true. Yeah.
exactly. And not is opposite. So not true is false, and not false is true.
True.
So now if I say false and false, what will I get?
False.
Correct. And if I say false or false, false or false?
I think uh I'm giving false or false, right?
See, when both are,
That
if
one is
all
also
values are
true, I
same,
think.
right? See, if
Yeah.
all values are same, it's easy.
Mm.
Okay. If all values is false, it's false in both the cases. If all the values are
Mm.
true, it's true in all the cases. So if both are true or both are false, then it's easy to say. And will also
Okay.
give you true, and false will also give you true. And will also give you false, and or will also give you false. If all values are true, then or all values are false. The question comes, when one is false, one is true, what happens? Okay. So if
Okay.
one is false, if one is false, other is true, then in this is where it is different. That's all. Okay. Different
Mm-hmm.
here is and will give you false, and or will give you true. So the way to remember is and is like multiplication. And is like multiplication.
Okay.
Okay, so you're multiplying. So even if you have one value, 0, multiplying anything to 0 is 0 only, isn't it? So you can come
Yeah.
up with any value, but ultimately if you multiply with 0, it becomes 0,
Yeah.
right? And if you add 1 to anything, any number of zeros, it becomes non-zero, isn't it? So and is like addition. Like addition, okay? Not exactly addition, but it is very much 90% like addition. Okay? And
You're telling and is like multiplication.
multiplication, yeah, and is like multiplication.
Okay.
And is like multiplication, and or is like addition.
Okay.
So or if you do, okay, it will add. So that's why even if one value is true, if you have all false and one value true, it will give you
Okay.
true only, because
Yeah.
0
Even though
plus
if
0 plus
one
0 plus 0 plus 1 will be 1 only, right?
one, yeah. Yeah.
Right? 1 plus 1 will also be 1. 1 plus 0 plus 1 is also 1. Okay?
Yeah.
Multiplication is like your and. So that's why when you have and or, first multiplication is given priority, which
Okay.
is and gets priority.
Hmm.
Okay, so now let me do one example here to show you. So if I say print, okay, and I say num1 and num2 or num1, okay, num1 is defined here, so I'll take this up and put it here. So num1 and, okay, and I keep saying and or, okay, here I'm going to say greater than, here I'm going to say less than, here I'm going to say equal to, here I'm going to say not equal to, here I'm going to say uh, or uh, or num1 not equal to num2, let's say. Okay, so let's say
Okay.
this is it, right? Now,
Hmm.
how do I, okay, now you tell me what will be the output for this. Okay, so what we'll do is we will evaluate now. So what do you think will be the output for this? So first,
Hmm.
let's
Hmm.
solve, okay, all the operations, all the greater than sign.
Okay.
Okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay,
Okay.
okay. Now, so let's say you have num1 greater than num2, right? So what is the
Yeah.
value here? Is num1 greater than num2?
No.
So this becomes false, correct?
Yeah.
Is num1 less than num2? Num1 less than num1. Is it
No.
true or false?
No, it's false.
Yes.
How can
Yes. Num2 equal to num1?
no.
Num1 not less than num2?
Actually,
Num1
it is
not
false.
less than,
So
if not equal to num2?
yeah, true.
True, right? And num1 not equal to num2?
True.
True. Okay. So first we evaluated the comparison operators, correct?
Yeah.
Once we are done, now
Hmm.
you're left with logical operators, right? So I told you if you have and or, which one should be done first?
And
And, yes. So what is F and F?
F and F is F only.
F only, right? Yes. Now you have all or. So you can solve any one first. So I'll solve this first. What is F or F?
True.
F or F?
Sorry. False.
Really?
Because even if we have one true, we'll get true, right?
Correct.
So
You're
both are
right.
false.
F or T?
This is all right. True, because we have one true.
True or true?
True.
True,
True.
right? Yes. So this will be true. So now when I run this, okay, you get true here. Okay. Okay. So this is how your logical operators work. Okay. So it is true, right?
Yeah.
So we have completed the basic. Okay. This is what we need to know. This is like learning A to Z. Okay. We have learned A to Z. Now we will learn how to form words and sentences.
Okay.
Okay. So let's solve a couple of problems. Okay. So how do I find area of a circle?
Using the formula pi r square thing.
Pi r square thing, right? So I say r equal to 5, pi 3.14, and print. radius equal to pi into r squared. This is how you write square, isn't it? R into
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I want to see if 71 is divisible by 9 or not. Okay.
Okay.
I want to check if 71 is divisible by 9 or not. So what I do? I will print 71 mod 9. Okay. Now you see the output. If it is 0, answer is 8. That means it is not divisible, right? If I make it
Yeah.
72, okay, then it is
Mm.
0. So now I know, oh, 0 means it is divisible.
Yeah, it is
71
divisible.
is not
Actually,
divisible. Yeah, exactly.
71
So
is not divisible.
correct, 21 is not divisible. So what I'm saying is this is how you can check using the operators that we are learning.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So
Mm.
now we'll up our level. I want to talk about conditions now. And this is where we will leave today. Okay. We'll do conditions introduction and we'll leave. Now in
Okay.
condition, okay, we are checking if a value is meeting a certain criteria or not. Okay. Now
Okay.
same example, if you see, if I ask you, is x, okay,
Mm.
is x divisible by y or not?
Okay.
If is x divisible by y or not, right? So answer will
Mm.
be yes. It could be yes or no. If it is 71, it is yes. If it is 71, it is no, right?
Yeah.
So your program should print both yes or no. But how do you
Okay.
know whether it is there or not? So that's where we use conditions.
Okay.
Okay, conditions, and they are used to check if the value is okay. They are used to check if if it's condition 1 or 2. So both 1 and 2 is possible, but not at the same time. That's what condition says. At the same time, both are not possible. So we have to use condition. And we use if to generate conditions, to check conditions. Okay. So let's say if you have a value, or let's say we'll take xy only, So x equal
Mm.
to say 71
Mm.
and y equal to say 9, right? I want to check if x is divisible by y or not. So I will do if, okay, because it's a condition. So when you read the problem, you should understand where the condition is coming. Okay, so here
Mm.
condition is coming. Okay, so we have to use condition here.
Okay.
And when you're using condition,
Mm.
so condition is what? X modulo y. So x divisible by y, is it equal to 0? So if, to check the condition, followed by something that will result into true or false. So to result in true or false, it can be conditional operator or logical. Because they only give you true or false as output. You have seen it?
Okay.
So I'm checking, is is x divided by y, x modulo y equal to 0? So I'm saying if it is equal to 0, if it is equal to 0 means if it is true, if condition is true, then perform what is there in the if, otherwise perform what is in the else. So if condition followed by colon, so we give colon here, and that is followed by print, we say, okay, f x is, okay, x is a value, so I can say x is perfectly divisible by y. Okay.
Okay.
And if you don't want to do anything, that's okay. So in this case, nothing would be printed, right? Because I'm executing this only when it is equal to 0. And see, this
Hmm.
print is given after some space. Print is given after
Yeah.
some space means that's called indentation. We are giving indentation. We are giving some space. We want print to come inside if, not on the same level as if. Inside if means if is true only, print this, otherwise don't print this.
Okay.
Okay. So we are printing, okay, this only when, okay, you have, if it is equal to 0. Otherwise, don't do it.
Mm.
That's what it is saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many spaces to give in the beginning? Okay. The indentation.
4, I think, right?
Right. So that's a one tab space. Okay.
So, okay.
That's
Mm.
one tab space, which is by default set as 4. But for Python, even one single space is also fine. See,
Okay.
you have to give one space at least. If you don't give one space, if you start from here, it will treat this is part of if, sorry, part of main program, and it'll give you error saying that you have not given anything for if.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to give one space. Okay,
Mm.
so when you're writing first line in the condition, you have a choice. You have a choice of writing, or you have choice of giving as many spaces as possible. You have a choice of giving as many spaces as possible. But when you're writing the second line in this case,
Mm.
print perfect divisible. Let's say I write one more uh, line. So you have to give same number of space here too.
Okay.
You have to give same number of spaces here too. So first line you have a choice. First line you have choice whether you give one space or 4 spaces or 20 spaces or 100 spaces. But once
Mm.
you give the number of spaces in the first line, you will have second, third, fourth line. We'll see more examples in the next session. You can give multiple lines, but all of them should begin from same location. That's why they know that it is part of the same if block.
Okay.
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 So this is how we, write our conditions. And if you want to give something else, other message else, if it is not divisible, then do what? Then write else. Else colon. Else will not have condition. Only if will have condition. Okay, so you can
Okay.
write if only. You don't have to write else is not mandatory. If your work is done only with if, you can write if. But if you need else, then only you'll put else. Okay. Otherwise, you don't need to put else. So if,
Mm.
okay. But if you want to put else also, saying that here print, okay. I'll copy this and paste it here. And let's say is not divisible by, then else is fine. So in this case, when you run it, it is 71 is not divisible by 9,
Mm.
right? If I make it 72,
This is good.
And see, perfectly
Hmm.
divisible by 9 and perfect divisible. Both lines are printed here.
Yeah.
So this is how conditions work.
Okay.